Hello, my name is Jade Gomez, and I'm going to tell you why Disney should open an amusement park in Brazil. First, let's get to know some of its background. Brazil is known for its Portuguese colonial architecture and its Afro-Brazilian culture, and it is also home to the Amazon forest. The absolute location of the amusement park can be hosted in Salvador of Bahia, which is in eastern Brazil. Locals are known to be friendly and are very welcoming to outsiders. Salvador is known as the capital of Bahia and is situated at the southern tip of Bahia of the peninsula that separates Todos os Santos Bay from the Atlantic Ocean with a latitude of 13 degrees south and a longitude of 38 degrees west. This would be the perfect place for an amusement park because it is not in the Amazon forest. Therefore, tourists don't have to worry about flooding, and locals don't have to fear about the government cutting down the forest to make space for the amusement park. Salvador of Bahia has many pull factors, such as being vibrant. Tourists are more likely to travel to a colorful city rather than a dull, plain one. Another pull factor is its rich colonial architecture, which is great for those who enjoy history and like to dig deep. Not only does the city emphasize its Portuguese culture, but it also cradles its African cultural heritage due to 80% of their population being of African descent. Salvador of Bahia has a total population of 2.9 million people as of 2020. Here are the population pyramid of the city, and you can see that there are a lot of people at the age of 25 to 40, which means there are a lot of people who are able to work at this amusement park. And they don't have to worry about the elderly due to there being a low dependency ratio. As I said previously, Salvador's culture is heavily influenced from their large African descent population due to the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange resulted in Brazil becoming a colony of Portugal due to millions of Europeans and African slaves colonizing in Brazil, blending with the indigenous people. Brazil's ethnic religion is Catholicism. Salvador of Bahia contains 166 Catholic churches throughout its colorful city. Therefore, Catholicism is the universal religion in Salvador, Brazil. Brazil faces alongside the Atlantic Ocean and borders almost every country in South America, with Chile and Ecuador being the exception. A few examples of centripetal forces in Brazil are the Portuguese language and Catholicism. Both of these unify the Brazilian people and helps them hold the country together. Some people may say, Brazil is not safe due to it being in South America and the crime rate being somewhat high and all this talk. However, over the last 30 years, Brazil has not experienced a single terrorist attack. Not a single one. According to the Global Terrorism Index, Brazil ranks in the lowest percentage of terrorism risk. Agricultural production in Brazil is in a relatively small portion of its national territory. Agricultural lands account for 26% of Brazil's total surface area, which is divided between pastures, 75%, and croplands, 25%. Adding a Disney amusement park wouldn't affect Brazil's agricultural land use due to the location of the upcoming park being in a city and not near the Amazon rainforest. Therefore, deforestation will not occur and the local people will be able to maintain their homeland. Brazil is known as an urban country due to rural migrants looking for jobs and better opportunities in fast-growing urban centers. According to Statista, the share of urban population in Brazil remained at 87.56%, which means that a lot of Brazilian people live in urban areas rather than rural areas. Urban sprawl is common in Salvador of Bahia and is common throughout the country of Brazil. Now, let's talk about the downsides of Brazil and how adding an amusement park can help fix these issues. Unfortunately, there are a lot of gangs in Brazil and not enough security to get rid of all of them. By adding an amusement park, we are able to decrease the number of gangs in Brazil due to having more security and police officers to get rid of them. Disney should add an amusement park in Salvador of Bahia, Brazil, because it is a developing country with a high Human Development Index, HDI, and because it will increase the amount of people who will visit the beautiful cultural attractions in Salvador of Bahia. Not only does it increase the number of tourists, but it will decrease the amount of gang violence with the help of Disney security. Thank you for watching.